Hey folks, welcome back to the grand finals here of the first NA edition of the Blitzkrieg battle from the Plays GG. We are live between ITS and the warm-up Warriors. ITS did take the first map on Liberation 13-7. I am Dust, and joining me as a special guest, we have Alex of Pure One. The memes are real between you and Pure Gaming at this point.
Yeah.
I like how you guys did that.
We're all friends with those guys, so it's not like it was ever like drama because of the name thing, but it was just so funny. Like,
it is funny. Your name is also now funny. Like people will get the reference from Steam Messenger. You have two people with the same name on your Steam friends list, so yeah, it's good fun. It is indeed.
Yeah. We're gonna work on changing her name soon, but this is not them in the finals or us.
Yeah, neither Pure made it.
Yeah, we saw it.
A lot of people thought it was gonna be the battle of the Pures in the finals. Unfortunately, neither one came through. Sorry, Alex. I know it's still fresh.
Man, it is what it is. Learned a lot.
We do see it's starting out on the Allied side. They chose to take this side. They won the knife round. They are going to be going for a really fast play over towards B. Smokes that on the street will give them cover to cross in. We have a couple of shotguns in the mix as well, so that can always make things interesting. The Caliburn's already found the opening kill with the scope and has rotated to the barrels here on top B, so he could be catching people crossing to the site. It's a good clear from Lunar to get Magic down on bottom yellow, but the rest of the kills are going the way of the Axis big time.
Yeah, I mean, this is just an all-out B rush, and it's now a 2v3. NST falls. Now it's just synced. And he's working around through that B connector and through that B house. He's got a flank on, but unsure of whether or not from this position he'll be able to get more than one. If one at all.
Yeah, I mean, they pretty much made that attack go to a screeching halt over at B. Really well played, even though one got caught inside bottom yellow. The rest really did well, particularly Caliburn with the scope, dancing around, getting a lot of kills, doing great work. I think he got
he was just holding that stairs angle, and he was falling past it. It was really smart from him, and Magic actually was in a beautiful position in bottom house to like just backstab all the allies. Peeked a little bit too early, got caught out, and it was the way that ITS just approached Bs. They basically just tried to full on rush it, got hit with nades and stopped. And once you catch nade tags in this game, a lot of the time the jig is up. Just because obviously the enemy knows exactly where you are, but if they're in such an advanced position, usually it means there's teammates right behind them. So now they're looking for more of a coast play, and we'll see how warm-up Warriors respond.
Indeed. Good nade from Hyper, already finds himself a kill, but in the meantime, NST's cleared out bottom red for a frag of his own, and Wicked's chimed in from Coastal, so frag's going really well right now for the Allied side. They were actually behind a man for a little bit there, and now they've actually got the man advantage after some nice fighting over on the A side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, Nicholas just had a nutty carbine shot onto the B site, pretty much opened the whole thing up. But Cali's actually in like the primest of prime spots to actually stop a late B here, so kind of on Dogo right now to sniff this out if they're coming up towards A or not. There's one bottom red pushing towards that A bomb site, but it looks like the play ultimately will be towards B, so as long as Dogo doesn't get shot in the back, he might be in the best spot of them. Cali actually taking down one. And there's that flank coming in from NST, and it's just Cali. 30 seconds left on the clock. He might have bomb down as he's taking such a passive position. Not quite sure what his plan is here. I hope he's not planning on saving the scope card, but maybe he believes it was towards A. And this is going to be a tough 1v2, but he is completely behind NST without him knowing. He might be able to get a free kill here. Yep.
Yeah, that would be huge. That would actually make this really plausible now for him to even clutch it. Like, that may be the difference between going for it and saving the scope card, but now he is going to go for it. He's got the Thompson. He's still got the scope. Wicked gets in a pretty solid position over here. He's going to check T-Con house from Garden, and he will just kind of post up here. The wall does block him from stopping the diffuse straight up just from Garden, but at least he's in a position that's probably not going to get checked by Caliber, and this will allow him to kind of slide around. Oh, is he sticking it? Is Caliber sticking the diffuse?
He's got it.
Oh my goodness, Wicked didn't even try. He didn't even realize. He thought that maybe he tapped it and ran in a different direction,
yeah,
but
I mean,
he didn't.
So when he taps the bomb, and I'm not sure if this is a feature or a bug, but you can jump while you're defusing the bomb, and it makes a noise. And you can tell after the first jump that it's, you know, someone actually jumping around the top of the bomb. But with only one little jump, you know, I think he did think he jumped away, and he was just leaning at the perfect angle to not be seen. Well played.
And based on the in-game chat I'm reading right now, Wicked didn't even know he could do that. He was very confused, and yeah, it's really unfortunate. So the clutch does go through for the warm-up Warriors. Pretty tense round, hotly contested all the way through, but we do see the warm-up Warriors starting off on the right foot on this round as well. Relay pushing through red. Yeah, like you said, super aggressive. Already found 2 kills through this push and knows that there's a couple towards Garden thanks to some tagging he's taken through the T-Con house. Now Doggo even pushes out through coast side. He's able to get a pick as well, so it is not looking good for Itz in this round by any stretch of the imagination.
You know, we played these guys on Coastal last night, and they were playing so passive on their Axis side. I think this is a nice change. I mean, Relay just basically pushing through bottom red, finding 2 kills, and putting the allies on the ultimate defensive. You know, Dogo was stuck over here with... Lunar was stuck over there with Dogo trapping him from truck, and it was just... You know, the round was essentially over 30 seconds in, even though the kills hadn't finished. So, excellent play and heads-up awareness from Relay to just get in the face of the allies and get the bomb down early.
Yeah, really well played. I mean, you're basically cutting off half the map by pushing through red and just like trapping them, like you said, over towards the B side of the map. Just relentless aggression comes up big time there, especially for Relay.
A lot of times when you let allies just kind of get comfy on this map, it becomes a guessing game between bomb sites. Wow, Wicked dropping Cali. These scope battles can also be huge in this map too, and it's tough to be able to have the presence of mind of when and when not to peek those. You can never really peek the same angle twice, so when you actually see a scope-on-scope battle, it's demoralizing when you lose it for sure.
Yeah, Nicholas was also spotted out by the scope of Wicked. They knew he was on broken wall, but the shotgun going to work from Relay inside the A house, and he just jumps out the window for another one to help end the round. Relay has been on fire these last couple of rounds this game. Back-to-back multi-frag rounds from him, and dealing with shotguns in the A house is so damn hard.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have a lot of different gripes about the shotgun just because it feels like you're getting cheese when you're getting hit from more than 2 feet away with it. You just think, oh, it's got a scope on that shotgun. But I honestly don't mind where it's at right now. It's the fire rate that makes it so frustrating coming up those stairs because, you know, you maybe have a moment or two to refrag that, and unfortunately the shotgun just shoots so quickly. It's essentially fully automatic. And he was able to just turn that into a highlight reel set of frags. Nice play from Relay. And he stepped it up a lot, and here comes a big B hit coming out of ITS. There's no one in the bomb site for warm-up Warriors.
Oh, Caliburn's going to feel gutted he didn't get that frag. He got the tag on the jump peak as well. Luckily, Hyper still gets a nade kill in, so it's not too shabby. But Synced, who already had a pick early, gets another. But look at the Hyper Relay, the NT combo come up huge. It's all on Nicholas, 1v3. He gets one with the MP40. He's got a lot of time. He controls Wooden, or the L house, whatever you want to refer to it as, but doesn't even get a chance to react to Hyper, who's behind the statue. The NT boys, they are warming up.
Yeah, I mean this map right here, this Axis side is going to set the statement for the rest of the BO3. If they can bully essentially ITS into using the rest of the cards, you know, they still are good on cards because they have guys that just default almost every round. Lunar, Nicholas, TJO, NST, almost constantly on defaults, and it's impressive to see because a lot of the times, you know, you see a team go down 4 or 5-0 early, they're out of cards. You know, it even happens to the best teams, and the way the card system works right now, it's very unforgiving if you're not, you know, mixing in defaults now and again. So they're still managing their cards well, but at 5-0, you need a round here, something to inspire and hopefully push things in your favor. Nicholas actually finding a huge kill on the B.
Yeah, just gets up top there, gets a boost over. Caliburn's angle with that scope on top truck is so hard to deal with as Allies crossing, but they've already made it into the site thanks to Nicholas's pick, so it won't really have the same type of impact. It's not all going to come down to the retake right now. Wicked and Lunar are working together well to cut off the B street, and they have a nice advantage at this point. Good kill from Caliburn, takes down NST. 2v3 though. The monster hasn't been planned, so there's still hope for him. He could get that scope kill on Lunar's peak and window. He just misses it. If he could have gotten that, that would have opened up a lot of doors for the retake.
Heartbreak, honestly. If you're gonna dedicate a scope to that truck position, you need to catch at least one, and it feels so terrible when you miss your shot because, you know, it's a split-second timing, and Dogo actually coming in and may be able to bring this round around as he finds one on the flank, pushing up now with Cali onto site. And they're actually, I think they're both back statue, yeah, Doug?
Yeah, they are. And this is Caliburn who gets one of them, who will go ahead and start defusing. He's going to stick it. He has a smoke for cover. He gets off, though, because they gets the kill. And Nicholas just goes ahead and gets both of them with the M1 carbine. Really well done. He was the main man. He got the first entry that round, too, and then closes it with the final 2 kills. So that's a big play from him. Finally around on the board for it.
Yeah, I mean, Nicholas just he's the best player in the server right now, and he's using a carbine exclusively, finding all these kills towards B and able to clutch that round out. Impressive stuff. And that's the weird thing, is they're not using a whole lot of utility to get onto B. I think they're delaying a little bit with nades, but they don't have any set smokes. They're just walking on essentially for free, and I'd love to see, you know, warm-up warriors getting aggressive everywhere like they have been, but being able to hold that B bomb site against this one-man push every round.
NST finds a kill. I think that was a set nade alley or something like that that caught one of these guys trying to push out coast. But Dogo has pushed out here. He's in the corner. He could be a problem. He does get one onto Lunar, in fact. Trying to get a little bit more, but NST does trade him out. And Nicholas got to pick on the opposite side of the map. And so this makes it hard because you're dying on both ends of the map as Axis, so you're still trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
Yeah, I mean, this round is still dangerous for ITS. I mean, you got Cali with the scope and Relay with the shotgun. Both essentially weapons that are meant to diminish numbers. So a 4v2 advantage right now. You got to be careful with your peaks, and they're actually going to smoke front tank. It's very smart. Just make sure you're not going to give up any information if you're going back to B, which they are. And it's now up to Cali to hit a shot that maybe
I like
not
this read, by the way.
for.
They know that Relay's been shotgunning A house a lot, and they know he's one of the two guys still alive. So avoiding the shotgun is probably the best call you can make in this 4-on-2 situation. They will get a free plan at the B site.
Absolutely. Clearing out A is honestly just like pulling teeth a lot of the time. You just got to shove bodies in there. So you're right. Absolutely. Going up against a shotgun's not the ideal solution. And with that smoke towards tank, I mean, Cali pulled all the way off his angle and started to rotate. So really intelligent mid-gaming consistently in both maps so far out of ITS. And now it's going to be 5-2. I actually really think Cali should just book it out of here and save this scope card because, you know, with how low ITS has been throughout this game, you know, allowing them to build back up their scope cards allows Wicked to kind of be able to dominate this match. And I think that's what you don't want to have happen.
Yeah, it feels like you're starting to see a door swing open a little bit here for It's on this allied side of Coastal. They all string together 2 rounds in a row. Starting to get their footing a little bit here in this second map. Again, they already won the first map, so 2-0 is on the docket if they can pull out Coastal. Obviously, the pressure is on the warm-up Warriors to force the third map. This was their pick, by the way, on Coastal. Not like you get many options. I mean, the first map was predetermined. You have 3 maps to choose from as the losing team, and it's seemingly no one really likes to play Manor House V2 right now. So it's like Derailed or Coastal seems to usually be how it plays out.
Yeah, I don't know how good either of these teams are on Manor House. I know ICS, their best map by far is Derailed. They're a pretty good Coastal team. I think they still have a very good opportunity to bring this back. But I mean, I think the biggest kind of fault in the defense right now for warm-up Warriors is just lack of ability to stop this A push right now, because they're not even really committing to the bomb site. They're just finding picks. And actually, there's Cali with a nade kill and Magic to follow one up, 3v5 situation.
Yeah, this is looking really good for Axis right now, and they even still have a player up close on Coastal who's really making things dangerous for It's right now. They're trying to back off. Wicked's trying to get that scope reasserted at middle, maybe seeing if he can catch a pick, maybe open up some type of avenue for his team, because right now things are looking very bleak. Magic has pushed through B to Garden, so if Wicked could catch that, that could really help out. But, I mean, for the most part, you just had this crazy standoff where Relay's playing top red, watching the coast window to make sure no one jumps up behind him. And the rest of, you know, It's is trying to leave, but they don't want to get caught by Relay on the way out. And because Hyper and, you know, Dogo have pushed up towards mid-statue, it's going to get real scary. And now Relay with the MP40 will hear these 2 players come bottom red. He's already gotten one of them. He knows the others below him.
Here we go.
Yeah, Relay just too strong.
Yeah, these late rounds where you're down on allies, I mean, Wicked with 2 huge kills. I don't think the camera caught it, unfortunately, but Wicked just jumped out broken wall and dominated somebody with a quick scope. Impressive stuff. I mean, if the allies had just chilled for a second, I think Wicked makes this play and suddenly it's a 3-on-3. Unfortunately, no. He's not going to be able to hang on to that scope card. Valiant effort. However, 6-2. What are you thinking, Dust? No more scope cards for ITS.
I don't know. They've had some success just cracking open B. I mean, particularly if they get their smokes on the street and get in. I feel like you can't really use utility as much to attack A. I mean, yeah, sure, you can put smoke walls down by like tank and statue to be able to, you know, like avoid getting shot by broken wall or connector as you push into A. But trying to actually take A from like shotguns and people with utility is so hard. Because I feel like B's a little bit more open, and so there's a little bit more, I guess, to work with to try to get an execute working.
Yeah, I think what's kind of fun about Coastal in particular is you can really shake up your setups on Axis. And right now, there's one man in B, and Cali is not in a position to hold this. This is going to all fall onto this anchor in the B bomb site. And he's already pushed back to stairs. This is free plant territory for the Allies. And I think they're getting ready to go through this smoke and push stairs.
They might. They very well could. I mean, they're trying to see if they can get this bomb planted. They have to worry about grenades that could be coming in to stop their planner, though. That's always the fear. When you take a site, you haven't baited any utility out of Axis early around because no set nades came out or anything like that. You're always worried that they could come now. But the synced push with this teammate, they pair up, they take stairs. It's a powerful position to hold as allies in a post-plant scenario. They don't even need the plant, though. They just get the kills. And that's one of those things that you were talking about earlier. If you're Caliber and you're scoping, you're playing truck, and you're one of the guys that's being relied on to help defend B, and you're not getting any kills on the B cross, like, you've put your team in such a bad situation at that point.
And that's, I was actually kind of starting a thought where I'm thinking, you know, if I'm warm-up Warriors, maybe you try to get aggressive on B a little bit. Maybe you just send Cali over there by default to hold that cross. You know, when they're out of cards like this, and unfortunately they just replenished a bunch of cards for the Allies, so you know, you have two options basically: execute A and execute B with defaults, and they just went towards B right up again. I think you should have more than two guys there, but that's neither here nor there. 6-3 now, and these are the set nades and set smokes that are so scary out of ITS, and they're rolling in now, getting one on Cali.
There are two in B, though, so this is a little bit more of a stout defense, but it just doesn't matter. They're being torn through like a wet paper bag. Nicholas's M1 carbine has been oh so deadly. Relay coming in with the shotgun is good for one to try to start the process of relaying it back in, but not close enough yet to pose a true threat. But hold the phone. He stopped the plant, and he's got it into now a 2 versus 3. Still behind, yes, but it looks far better than it did just moments ago. Finally, the bomb's going to get planted here, and now they can maybe set up for some good post-plant positions. But Relay with the shotgun, if he can get up close here on Lunar, he could do a lot of damage, but Lunar's the one who wins that fight. Dogo with the scope, trying to do something from stairs, but he won't be able to. And now it's 4-6, and all of a sudden, this is starting to feel like a momentum shift.
You need to get these last two 100%, because the momentum is not in your favor right now. They're starting to feel it. And honestly, like, I would love to see a statistic, and this is all credit to I think Nicholas TJO, who's probably one of the better utility users that I've seen in this game so far. Like, they are getting a nade kill almost every round onto warm-up Warriors, and it's impressive to see, because, you know, not a whole lot of teams in North America have the dedication or the wherewithal, you know, have any sort of Call of Duty experience that, you know. Oh my gosh, Magic is just trying to get into the B-bomb site. One actually does make it in, but he's dead now.
Oh, it's synced with this M1 Garand. I mean, he got some help from Nicholas on the first kill, who was doing some good tag damage, and Dogo goes down to a grenade. Hyper's been caught, and again, it feels like the floodgates have opened now. Yeah, it's a 2v1, so this is still losable for the Allies, but they've really picked up the pace here in these last 4 or 5 rounds, and it was looking one-sided. It was 5-0 at one point, man. And now it's a wide open game all over again.
Yeah, I mean, once you know the Axis are starting to run low on nade cards, you just kind of are a little bit more braver when you're rounding that garden area.
Oh!
Cali finds one, and the second man's towards that cutout area, maybe on the bomb itself. We'll find out in just a second.
Oh, he didn't see him?
Around truck, doesn't see him.
Oh, I thought he for sure would have saw his shoulder come out. Maybe black bars coming to haunt you. I don't know. Our ceremonial kick has been initiated, so we'll be getting back into the server.
New favorite part.
No, we just know it's coming. I know at about round 6 to 10 is usually the frame it comes through, so we might miss some of this round. I don't know. We'll see. I actually got back in pretty quick. I'm getting pretty fast with the trigger finger to get back in the game. So I'll do a little bit of a radio cast until maybe we get our producer back in. But he may be back in already. I don't know. You may be seeing things you may not be. I can't tell. Apparently, we'll just be doing some radio casting until our producer can get back in. You probably won't be surprised out in chat to know that Nicholas has gotten a couple of kills and gotten this into a 3v2 for the Allied side. Dogo, the solo A defender, left. He's actually playing over towards Tank, and he could be in trouble. He misses his shots. He gives up his position. He's just not connecting. He got tags, but he couldn't find that final bullet he needed for a kill. That's meaning that A is wide open. A bomb plant's coming in, and Magic is now in a 1v3, rotating from B through connector. Nicholas is on statue. 2 on the actual A site planning right now. Magic hasn't made any noise yet, so I don't really quite know where he is just yet. Nicholas watching Spawn Street to see if anybody might be there, but it's not the case. Can't really bank on Magic's winning this. I mean, yeah, it's just too much to deal with. It's 6-6. They were down 5-0. That's it's from the Allied side, and they've tied up the game 6-6. What a run!
Yeah, I mean, it was 6-2 at one point, and it's almost a travesty at that point. You had card advantage, you still had nades left, and it was just a matter of positioning a lot of the times on these rounds where, you know, once they're able to start abusing B, it's really tough to be able to just find a solution for it if you don't have one ready. And Nicholas was able to, how many frags? 15 kills with the carbine only that first half. Like, that is so impressive.
Yeah, he pretty much strictly used it. I think maybe some nade kills involved in that, surely, but yeah, all the gun kills he got were off the carbine, so really impressive stuff. And now we switch sides. And Nicholas is a really good connector player. I noticed that a lot in the last Coastal game I watched this team play. Sync usually pretty good at anchoring the B-bomb side as well with the Kar98, so I'm not surprised to see this being the opening formation for It's on their defense, but a good opening pick from Caliburn with the scope, and now Dogo with the M1 has gotten the kill into Wooden. This has opened up the B-bomb side a bit. Their numbers have dwindled along the way, though. It's actually still a 3-on-3. And as the plant is being attempted, Lunar pushes through with the shotgun. A good response from Dogo to get off the plant and trade that back. He's done really well at the M1 Grand in this round, and he's looking for more, but Wicked. So fast. And Dogo gets caught in between 2 players, and that's the lead being taken for the first time by It's here on Coastal.
And that just goes to show you how close these rounds can be. I mean, that was a 5v3 essentially, 4v3 with the bomb site in your favor. You have it, you can put the bomb down, and then I think it was Relay kind of hanging out over there towards the garden barrels area, misses a kill, and that guy ended up picking up 2. I think it was Nicholas maybe, but either way, it cascaded. Lunar was able to push in, get a shoddy kill in L. And now it's 7-6. Not a great way to start the first half, but you got to be feeling a little confident by how well the beginning of that round went.
Yeah, there definitely were some positive signs despite the loss, but this is getting scary because NST and Lunar have both pushed red, and all these players on Coast are about to get absolutely blindsided. There it is from NST with the MP40. Lunar now with the shotgun coming through as well. Relay has done well to try to fight back, but they're just losing so much of the map right now. Nicholas pops off with the STG. That's his other very trusty gun. Over on this Axis side, very solid with that gun. And now it's just one ally left. Caliburn with the scope. Wide open B bomb site. But, I mean, what can you really do when you have to go against 4? Not a bad start.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing
about down the other side, though, that's the problem.
The nice thing about these situations when you are a scope is that you almost always are dictating the pace of this 1vx. So if you play aggressive and in your face and make people peek you and take firefights, you can honestly find kills that, you know, in CS a lot of times you see players just hiding, playing off each other, setting up crossfires, but you know, when you have this powerful one-shot weapon in your arsenal, whether it's a Kar98 or a sniper in general, you can oftentimes just kill rotators, pick off people that are out of position, not necessarily hiding yet. And he was able to get 1, but you know, it's just too much to ask at that point. A 1v4 situation, you have to traverse the map to get bombed, just wasn't going to happen. So this is honestly going to be a huge next 2 rounds for the Allies. Yeah. I mean, the cards situation isn't bad yet, but it could be in the very near future.
I almost feel like if the wind's starting to get out of their sails at this point over on the warm-up Warrior side. Obviously, they lost the first map on Liberation 13-7, so It's is already 1 map ahead. Warm-up Warriors need this win on Coastal to force a 3rd map. Otherwise, it could be a 2-0 for It's, and for a while, it was looking good for Warm-up Warriors to force a 3rd map. Again, they had a pretty big lead in the first half, but now that's long gone. They're now 2 rounds behind. Trying to work over towards B, but this is where Nicholas and Synced are usually really good at defending. There is Sync popping off the first kill with that Kar98. Now Nicholas trying to slow them down on the street with the STG, but it's Synced who keeps delivering the kills right now, and he's just popping off from the statue. Really brilliant work from Synced. Looking for more, maybe overextending a little bit, trying to hunt for another frag, but they can afford some number thrown, I guess. Oh no, Caliburn. He's just stuck back there. Lunar hunts him down with the Luker, and ST gets to trade on the Magic, and that's 9-6. I mean, what can they do at this point? It's looking like they're just out of steam.
I mean, these B hits are not set. You got random smokes being tossed. You have people kind of just pushing everywhere. It's clear now that at least, you know, a team that maybe had a set 5 and had gone over some of these executes would be faring maybe a little bit better. But I mean, Sync, you like you said, just going off in that B-bomb site, hitting some nutty car shots. These guys have a lot of talent, and I think the thing that's separating them from the rest of the NA teams right now that are in these tournaments, including us sometimes, is that their wherewithal and their game sense are a level above. They have awesome mid games. They know what's going on, and it's very aware play. And I think their individual skill is just 10 times, you know, more potent when you're in a situation where you're just dictating the pace of these rounds. You see Synced there at stairs, just able to get a free one on somebody pushing, and Dogo's now trapped in a corner. There's nothing you can do in this round.
Yeah, Lunar will just push him with the MP40, and now it's all on Caliber. And he's up top on this ledge, which is a nice little spot. Does get NST, tries to jump in for more, misses a couple of shots, though, and now he's just getting hunted down. Sync will get him, and that was actually a really good response from Sync, by the way. Like, Nicholas got a nade kill, but then got traded really early, so it was a quick 4-on-4, and Sync just gave up the site and just played stairs and waited for them to push him, and they did, and he got a kill, got the man advantage back for his team, bought time for the rotation, and that's just like textbook playing together as a unit, not giving anything away for free, being okay with giving up the bomb plant. I mean, why not? It's not like CS where you get money from it or anything like that, so it's fine to give it up, and it worked out.
Yeah, it's really pretty play, honestly. When you have one player trying to play aggressive and his rotator or his co-anchor aren't necessarily on the same page, you're kind of making individual plays, that's when you lose rounds just from miscommunications. And Synced right there, just being able to fall passive, knows his teammates aren't making the aggressive plays, able to find a free one. And now it's just up to Weekend Warriors to try and do anything they can to bring this half back.
Yeah, absolutely. A push here from bottom by Lunar with the MP40 could be a real problem.
I think it was a Wicked crash. I don't see him in game right now. No, he's here. Not sure who's not in game.
I'm not sure. Everyone's moving on their team. Maybe it's just something else.
Yeah, maybe.
But we do see the allies popping off some frags big time. It's only Wicked left, actually. Yeah, he's not going to be able to do much. I'm not sure what happened there. 5 players were moving. Maybe someone had like a ping spike, or
I don't see anything abnormal. All 5 of them were moving. There was no ping issues. Maybe they're just have a graphic issue. I'm not sure. We'll see in a second. Yeah. No pause coming in yet.
Could be a VoIP issue. Someone disconnected from Discord. You never know.
And no pause is given. 10-7. I did recover a bunch of cards that round, so if they were to restart, I don't think it would be the biggest issue. However, at 10-7, it's a difficult point.
Oof, Dogo gets caught there trying to play bottom red. It's the shotgun of Lunar going off, but some quick response from the opposite side.
These shotgun fights are ridiculous.
Yeah. It's like I feel like I'm watching H1Z1.
Like half the shots aren't killing. The other half are just dominating everyone with auto shotty heaven. Hyper just going to town. Well played by Warm Up Warriors. I'm not sure. They were still... They said we are fine, no pause. Okay, so it doesn't seem like it was a huge issue.
Yep, okay. That's good. Whatever situation must have resolved itself without the need of the pause. So
now, I'm not sure if I'm reading the cards right, but I think the tables have turned a bit, yeah?
Yeah, it does seem that way, doesn't it?
That's big for a comeback.
Very well could be, yeah. Could be exactly what the doctor ordered. You do see some deep smokes on Statue to allow a little bit of access to middle. So we're going to see allies looking to push up coastal, Hyper pushing bottom red. A lot more passive play right now on the side of the map from the Axis. We're usually trying to push red. This time they're trying to play back, and oh, Toko just pop Lunar big time with the M1 Grand, and the numbers are already dwindling here. They're taking control of the A site. It's all but theirs at this point. Nothing can really even be done. Jeez, man. It's like a
scary,
switch got flipped.
Yeah, when you run out of cards and you're facing a red shoddy battle with defaults, like you almost always feel like you're just going to lose the battle right off the bat. And those close quarter fights, there's not a ton that you can do except stop the push altogether. And once they fail to do that, like you said, Dogo with a nice kill, Hyper and Relay chiming in, and now it's 10-9, and I don't understand. They're asking for a pause again, but pause has come in. Hopefully, whatever minor issue they have is getting worked out.
Yep, they do still have several scope cards left for Wicked to use on the Axis side, so that's one good piece. The thing is, like, I feel like we've seen a lot now. Like, the days of free reign peeking as Axis on mid arch are gone. Most people just smoke it, so you can't really do that anymore. So you have to find other ways, it feels like. But maybe with one of those scope cards, you could do something. They still do have some Pathfinder cards that they could use to maybe push red again. They still have the heavy card for Nicholas, who's been really good with the STG.
I would love to see a scope push coming out from ITS right here. Or sorry, not a scope push, a coast push.
There you go.
With the scope and some SMGs. It's something that me and Grego do maybe once in a game just to try and throw them a different look. And sometimes it's effective. But I think like if they know nades for that coast ramp, I mean, the way that warm-up warriors is just kind of abusing their own speed over there, there's got to be a way to slow that down. Let your defaults get into a position to maybe take a ranged battle or two and get a Car 98 set up at Broken Wall, watch the cross. There's some options here for ITS still. I know I'm preaching gloom and doom because of the card situation, but this is still very much a winnable game for both teams. And and you mentioned it actually at the end, or at the beginning of the last round, that the smokes that they're using, almost every single NA team, the way they play Coastal is a little different. And the way that they use smokes at mid is different. And I think there's no real set way to kind of run into a coast play or an A play here. And a lot of it can be done on the fly. So we'll see whether or not it looks like they're moving towards coast again. So we'll see whether or not ITS has an answer for it. And there's the nade that I just talked about. Slow down the coast push. And now it's a 5v3. It's exactly what you need to do, is just counter exactly what they were doing and then fall passive.
Indeed. Now, Relay and Hyper do both get around towards back A, but Lunar has caught on to one of them already with the shotgun, so it's not as if they're able to make much use of it. Relay finally does take down NST, not to worry about the shotgun pushing him. He tries to get away, but Relay catches him, and he controls the site now. They still are at a man disadvantage, but Caliburn can, if he can cut off Sync from rotating middle, if he can get it done here from the archway, then what Relay's doing in sight may not, I don't know. It could still really work out. Like, it's all up to whether or not Caliburn can come up and help his team. Relay is going to get the plant. Oh, he's on top of the tree. Did Sync not see him? He jumped across. Oh, no.
It's something you don't check. It's an awesome post-plant spot. He finds one on a Nicholas, but this is scary now because Synced and Wicked are going to be pushing this bomb site super quick. Relay, you must hold, friend.
Indeed, he must. Sync even picks up a shotgun as well, so that'll even make it a little bit easier for him to make this work. They push together with the shotguns. It could work. They do get the kill. Now it's all on Caliburn just with the scope card. He's running up. They should be hearing him running outside. He's going to try to jump peek up here, but the shotgun too powerful. The defuse is completed. 2 rounds away is it's from locking up the first NA edition of Blitzkrieg Battle.
Now, I don't see it that often when people complaining about the shotgun, but I think it was Relay right there at the end, right? He put his crosshair right on, I think it was Wicked, and just didn't get the kill. That should have been a one-on-one situation, and well played by the ITS team. I think in general, once you know that guy's up on tree, it's an easy solution. You just rush the site, and they were able to get the frag. So 11-9 now.
Yeah, it feels like the NST situation early in the round is really the difference maker in that one. And now Sync finds a set nade kill of his own onto Relay right away over here towards the B side. That is where the attack seems to be commencing again.
Yeah, putting that scope up on stairs gives you a lot of info. It's the players that are playing close towards barrel and white box that I think Dogo's mostly worried about here.
Yeah, he's just looking to see if anybody's going to give him something to work with, but Wicked catches Caliburn. A very nice shot. Magic finally does get an entry onto Sync to help open up B, so a plant's now very possible, but oh, that grenade. Whew. Usually you're trying to look out for that, but he didn't even have a chance to respond. It came in so fast.
This is so smartly done. I think once they shut down that A push, ITS immediately just back to playing 3B. Like, they dedicated the scope out of there really early on in the round and then rotated another guy over. That's just great call from them. They were in the right place for that kind of a play.
So this could very well be the last round of tonight. Unless the warm-up Warriors can fight back. They need 3 in a row to force an overtime. Just to have a chance to force a third map. So it'll be a very long evening for them. They have a lot of distance to travel. They do dodge that grenade over at Coast. That's nice. No instant kill. A little bit of stress relieved. A little bit of weight off their shoulders to not go down so early. Look at Relay. He is pushed way up an alley already.
So confident.
Ooh, Dogo picking up Sync, going for a peek at Connector as well. So this is starting to spell a little bit of trouble for the Axis side. Wicked only good for a kill. And so now it's just 2 versus 4. Nicholas might get flanked as well here. Indeed, he does. Magic gets behind him with the Thompson. So it's all on NST with a Gewere on the 3rd story of the bomb site. He may be good for 1 if he catches someone off guard, but after that, the jig is going to be up, and he's going to be in a lot of trouble. They're pushing him, and he keeps getting knife kills on this stairwell. Oh, my goodness. Finally, he's silenced, but if he would have won that with some back-to-back knife kills, I would have lost my shit.
Impressive. No, I mean, that pick on a Dogo, onto Synced from Dogo, that was a big kill, because Synced was the guy at B Connector that was able to spot anything crossing to behind alley, and I think he gave his position away once I believe it was Relay who had made it into back alley already, and Dogo was just able to sit there, wait for the peak. He got it. 2 entries on site. Suddenly it's a round win. 2 rounds to go to push OT now for warm-up Warriors.
Caliburn's already drawn first blood in this round for the Allies, and so that is 1 step in the right direction towards forcing that OT that we were speaking of there. We'll start pushing up Coastal. They're already really getting into the A house right now. I think Lunar might be there with a shotgun, though, and that's going to be hard to break through. And in the meantime, Synced and NST have come up to actually take the advantage back for their own team. Dogo trying to watch the push here from Coast. He does get 1, but the bomb will get planted, and Wicked gets caught trying to stop the plant. He can't do it. It's now Synced and NST, the last 2 left. NST is trying to check out the mid-arch, making sure no one's, playing that tree position. Doesn't spot Caliburn, though, who's actually going to be coming from B through T-Con house. He needs to work quickly, because Sync and company are looking to push in, but Relay with the shotgun jumps down for a kill. Sync to trade. He gets both kills, but it's Caliburn with the scope who could watch him jump in. He misses his shot. Synced. Is he on the defuse? Is he sticking it? That's the question. Yes, he is sticking it. No, he gets off because he knows he's getting pushed. He pulls out the Thompson, gets the kill. What a clutch from Synced. Well played. He wins the game, and ultimately the series. It's will be the first champions of the NA Blitzkrieg battle.
Wow. And that's like the 2nd or 3rd time that half that, you've seen somebody kind of lurking towards T-Con for the Allies and just being way out of position for that post plant. Excellent play there from Sync, clutching out the round. Well played to ITS, and they are your champions.